Welcome to the France 24 Observers. This show is based on our network of observers. They're ordinary people around the world who tell us what's going on where they are and send in photos and videos to document it. We check everything here in Paris and bring the best to you. We begin today with one of our observers in Syria. As you know, the Syrian government does not allow journalists to cover the repression that's going on across the country. We have to rely on ordinary citizens to tell us what's happening and, importantly, to show us what's going on by capturing it on video. It is very dangerous. Our observer tells us why he and his friends are prepared to run the risk. He's in the central city of Homs and he uses the pseudonym Walid Fariz.
The government wants to stamp out the protests, but doesn't want the world to see what it's doing. So my friends and I, we try to show what's going on. We film the demonstrations. We put our videos on the internet and send them to news channels. We don't have any special equipment. I use my mobile phone or sometimes a small video camera. When we're filming soldiers or policemen, we hide behind cars or trees or film from around street corners so we don't get shot or arrested. When we're at demonstrations, we try to find an elevated position to film from, so we can get wide shots. We make sure to film well-known landmarks, so it's clear where we are, so the government can't accuse us of lying. One of my friends was killed when he was filming in the Haldia neighborhood. So we're very aware of the dangers. But other Syrian citizens are taking the same risks every time they demonstrate. So we have a duty to stand up to the repression too.
Next up, a story from the United States about guns and the police. So far this year, 49 police officers have been killed by gunfire. That's a 20-year high. So police are understandably nervous about guns when they stop people for questioning. Like most states, Ohio allows its citizens to carry concealed weapons. If they're stopped by the police, they're supposed to say immediately, "I have a weapon." But that is not what happened one night this summer. We head to Canton, Ohio, with Gary Witt, a supporter of the right to carry concealed weapons.
The video shows the Canton police pulling behind a vehicle. The driver did attempt to notify that he had a concealed carry license and he was armed. The police officer, once he did realize the driver was armed...
Do you have a weapon on you? Yes. That's why I hit right there. You got it. Lock your hands behind your back. What is the first thing you're supposed to do?
I was hearing you this, sir.
You're supposed to tell me you have a weapon.
I was trying and you told...
You were supposed to say that right off the goddamn bat!
I'm sorry, I was trying to. I swear to God.
Trying to? I was in their fucking car. Spin your ass around!
Basically, from what I saw, lost all control, all self-control. This is the prime example of every concealed carry person's nightmare of what might happen. The people who have concealed carry licenses have been through the requirements to obtain the license, including the training required. We're not the bad guys.
The officer in the video has been suspended and the case has renewed questions about the safety of carrying concealed weapons. Now to Russia and the forest fires that are ravaging the country once again this summer. The nation's firefighters are overwhelmed, so volunteers are stepping in. Moscow is our last stop today with volunteer firefighter Anna Baskakova.
It's impossible to know just how many hectares of forest have been burned. The official figures are probably underestimated. We use light equipment that we can transport in our cars. Fire hoses, small pumps, water tanks and jumpsuits. I got my jumpsuit from the Russian branch of Greenpeace. We have to buy most of our equipment ourselves, but we get some help from sponsors and donors. There are all kinds of people in our group, lawyers, architects and even a snake charmer. They come from all across Russia, Moscow, Vladimir, St. Petersburg. The volunteers are often the first to arrive on the scene. People call us because the authorities are disorganized. I think it's okay if we help out in spotting the fires and start to put them out, but we shouldn't have to fight the fires on our own. It's a job for professionals. This year's fires are even worse than last year's. The volunteers are better organised, but the smoke hasn't reached Moscow yet, so people aren't paying much attention.
That's it for this week. As always, you can find more reports from our observers on our website. See you next time.